they're not bad.
I didn't shoot that 8 up front.
They're younger.
I want to see the one behind him. That looks like a 10 pound.
Oh yeah, that's a good deer. For sure.
That's a good deer, dude. Look how long his G2s are.
That one to the left that's still here he's a little smaller. It's a good deer though.
I can tell you right now, I'd shoot either one of them. No question asked.
Morning.
Hello there. Well, we got in last night down here in Kentucky. We made the drive from Ohio. Kind of want to do some early season scouting for opening weekend down here since their season comes in before us. Usually a lot of people like to come down here because bucks are still in velvet when their season opens, and you have a pretty good opportunity of shooting a buck with velvet if you do your scouting and your homework. We got down here yesterday, like I said. We saw 3 decent bucks. Two of them, or they were all on private, weren't they? Coming off of public.
Yeah, all bordering.
But we probably scouted for 2.5 hours yesterday, and I mean, we've seen a lot of deer. But this morning, we're going back out. We're gonna hit all the public that's north of us here. It's 6:30, so the sun's just coming up, so it's gonna be a good time to hit the openings and stuff on the public. We're gonna get out and glass it and see what we can't see, and then later midday we're gonna drop the boat in the river. We brought the boat with us, and we're gonna head up the river and try and scout some spots that are along the river as well. So that's pretty much our plan today. What do you guys think? I mean, as far as that goes,
That's about it,
I think we're losing good daylight.
for sure. Just stopped and got some draft lattes,
Tornadoes.
whatever that is.
Tornadoes.
Tornadoes. But
Speedway's finest.
Oh
we're
yeah.
gonna drink some iced coffee and head on our way out. So
That's right.
see you guys in a couple minutes.
Peace out.
Alright, so we finally made it down here to the river. Logan's getting his stuff ready. We just put the boat in the water. On our way down here, we were trying to find a place that we can get across the river because there was public land on the other side, but we couldn't find like a good access point, so we're gonna have to come in by boat. And there's a couple other places that you have to access by boat. And actually on our way over here, those cows got out. Well, at least one cow got out, and we got it back in, thankfully. And we tried to find the landowner, but we couldn't find who it was. Well, we found, that was the house, right, Logan? Yeah. The owner. We found the owner's house, but he wasn't home, so we couldn't really tell him that his cows were out. But now we're down here, we're gonna head up river. I think there's, 3 or 4 spots that we're checking? 5 spots. There's 5 spots that are accessible by water, so we're gonna take the boat in, and we're gonna get up there and glass it and see what it looks like. But as far as that goes, we're gonna head up to the first spot, and we'll take you guys along and show you what's up. Less than 2 minutes in, we're pail in water. The boat ramp's literally right there. Well, pulled up here to the lock because there's a spillway here, or dam, or whatever you want to call it. And we didn't have a VHF radio, so they walked up, Jack and Logan walked up here because we saw a truck and we thought that's who was operating the lock here, but she said that they're all closed down, they don't use them anymore, so we're kind of stuck at this spot. We can't really get any further to the 4 or 5 spots that we wanted to check out, so we're gonna head north. There's one spot probably 2 miles up the river, or I guess down the river, that we're gonna check out, and then we're gonna pull the boat out. And there should be a launch ramp on the other side of this spillway and we'll launch that, and then we'll probably head south and check those other spots. So we're gonna load the boat back up and head north.
Well,
Are you ready?
finally made it to the spot that we were wanting to come to down south here, hoping that the boat gets us back up. But there's like
What is that corner?
454 acres here or something, I think. It goes up, there's some soybean fields, it wraps around, there's a big lake up here. We're gonna go up and check these bean fields and just see if there's any activity going to the bean fields coming off of this river bottom. Thinking the only way that these deer are getting into here is to run these wood strips that come around the lake. There's a big lake up here, so we're gonna kind of look at the outskirts of the lake and see if there's any activity around there. Quick little mission, see what happens. Fresh buck track. See where he was dragging his claws. There's a lot of good sign back there. There's like, you can tell where the deer are crossing the fence right into here. They're running this edge big time. There's 2 beds back there that I just walked by. And there's icing right where a buck walked this morning. I mean, it's fresh tracks. See his dew claws plain as day. I mean, see where his toes are dragging everything.
Oh yeah, there's a good trail coming down through along this fence line too.
I mean, yeah,
This spot that we just checked out over here, there's a lot of beds inside there. It's super thick, like multiflora rows.
right on this point.
And I mean, this fresh poop too is out there. So.
Yeah, there's a bunch of fresh tracks.
Well, we'll be coming down this trail here. Pretty good deer trail through the woods. We're kind of like on a pinch point. We got water to our right, like a lake. And to the left is all private, but it's a giant bean field. So they're traveling in this area. They're traveling in between the private and the lake. And more than likely they're feeding out in the bean field. Because I mean, it's the closest food that they have. But given that this is a pretty good pinch point, and there's 4 or 5 scrapes that we've seen now along this trail, I think through here is a good area to maybe check out for a spot, because the further we go up, we're gonna get pinched off by a little finger of the lake and we won't be able to go any further. But I like this area. We're gonna try and glass this bean field in a little bit and see if anything's out there. Well, we just got back to the boat from this first spot that we hit. Wasn't a bad spot. We saw sign, but not as much sign as we wanted to see. And since we're only down in Kentucky here for another day, we thought it'd be better just to try and increase our odds and go to another spot. Since we do have probably, I don't know, 5 spots picked out. So we're gonna hop back in the boat, head downriver, and take the boat out and get above that dam and drop back in and try this other spot that we think is pretty promising. So we're gonna head out here and hopefully we don't take on too much water on our way.
Yeah. Stay hydrated.
Well, we came up here to the next spot. Took us a minute to get the boat in the water. Right here at the river, we just had to climb up a mountain to get up here from the water. The boat trying to find a spot to put the boat has been a challenge. But we're at a spot that I think's got a lot more vegetation. There's state planted fields here right up over the hill from us, and a lot of cover in this area.
It's all landlocked.
This is all landlocked, and there's actually a road that went all the way back out, a dead end road.
That's actually where those 2 bucks we saw last night were.
Yeah.
There's an access road that comes in, but it only comes in so far, and
The rest is walkable.
yeah, and those 2 bucks that were in the video earlier, those were like 2 properties north of this, which really isn't that far. It's probably only it's probably less than a mile from here.
It's close to a mile, yeah.
About a mile. But back here, there's actually like 2 kind of saddles that run parallel with the river. And I mean, we just pulled up, so we don't know if there's much sign down through these saddles or not, but I think our best bet is probably just go up towards that field and get in the middle of it, look both ways, and see what way looks better, and either split up or just...
It looks awfully thick right here in front of us.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see kind of what we're working with here. We've kind of got, right above us, we've got, you know, a lot of thicket. So that thicket goes to a lot of corn and soybean that's planted. So there's a good chance that somewhere in that thicket we're going to find some pretty good bedding that runs into those fields. So we're going to go...
This one, Logan was...
Gonna go check it out and see what comes of it, but this is why we stress the importance of getting boots on the ground. I mean, it looks great from a map, but you know, until you get up here and see what you're really working with,
For sure.
Yeah, you just don't know.
It's a pain. So, let you know what we end up finding.
Let's do it. So since we got up here, we're kind of running parallel with the river, and there's like probably 2 main trails that come parallel with the river here. And just over there was that rub I just showed you, and this is the trail that's coming through here. I mean, it just goes straight this way, and there's some little pines in here, and that's what they're favoring for the rubs. But we're gonna keep going and try and get out into that field. Opens up right here. We're walking perpendicular now with the river, and in here, I mean, it turns into a pretty good thicket. There's berries right here, so we're gonna keep walking this way and end up out in that field. It's greenbrier, stinging nettle everywhere. Yeah, there's more trails that go up through this way. Older doe bedded. She wasn't bedded. No. Shit's thick. Not really sure what that is. Only thing I can think of is somebody scouted this already and they put marker up for some reason. I don't see a camera.
That was a pretty good highway right there. Coming down. There's some more through here. And that pink ribbon, I think somebody was probably down here scouting it and already marked it. That's my best guess. Why they marked it with a ribbon, I'm not sure. But somebody's thinking the same thing we're thinking. I guess that's a good thing. Which one? Alright, so we just came out of here down this trail. That's where those deer were, and we were coming out because we didn't want to spook them, so we backed out. And a local guy stopped and we talked to him, and he said he's been hunting this for a long time, and we kind of talked about how we scouted it today, coming up from the river and how those trails run parallel. He said that's their main highway, and then this bottom down here where that the red tag or the orange ribbon that was hanging from the tree, he said that bottom is like the best place to find them because there's an outfitter that owns the property next to it, and they're feeding them over there, but they're traveling through that bottom onto this public. So I think the spot's gonna be a good place, and he said he's seen some monsters back here and he's killed some himself, so we're thinking it's gonna be a good place. We're gonna back out and kind of glass on the road, but that's pretty much it for today. And then tomorrow we're gonna do the same thing, get up early and start glassing, and then I think we're gonna mainly target the hardwoods tomorrow. So we got good hopes for this place, and like I said, we're gonna go hit the road and just kind of glass and probably start heading back towards town. So,
Well, we woke up this morning after scouting last night. After that spot that we left, we kind of just glassed on the way back to where we were staying, and we've seen a decent amount of deer, nothing crazy. Those bucks that we did see that were out in that field, the one was a nice shooter. We looked over the footage, and for some reason I thought it was an 11 point, but it was actually just a 9. He had that one little spike on his right side. And he had some little kickers on his brow tines.
Could have made them a 10 or 11, depending on
Right.
how long them spikes are.
But we decided to get up, and due to the short amount of time that we had today, trying to travel back, we decided to go to Cabela's this morning and do a little shopping. But we're on our way back now, and we thought we'd just give you guys a heads up. We're probably gonna get this video posted next week, this weekend coming up or next week. We do have a video coming out before that, but overall I think it was a good trip.
Yeah.
We found a good amount of spots. Come what, or first week of September, Labor Day
September 5th, yep.
is opening day down here, so I'm sure we'll be back down.
yeah, we'll be back.
And until then, we're gonna just keep doing scouting, and
We got a spot we're confident in. We're going to show up, hunt it, see what we need to do to get on the deer, and hopefully it brings us a little luck. But at least we're dialed in and have a spot to head to. So
Definitely.
feeling good.
We're gonna get back to Ohio and do some scouting this week, and just get ready for the season. So thanks for watching, guys.
So more work.